This channel is made possible by viewers like you. My viewers, subscribers, and patrons greatly help to keep this channel going. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for all of you. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any uploads. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you'll get access to what I'm working on, previews of upcoming content, and even early videos, along with other tier options for those that are interested. Thank you, and now on to the video. When I see Namco Bandai and one of their related fighting games, I know that I'm usually in for a good time. I am specifically talking about Soul Calibur or Tekken. I'm more familiar with Soul Cal over Tekken, but Tekken is one that I should play more of. I always have a good time with them and they always seem to deliver as well. When I'm playing fighting games, I always ask, does it bring the fun? How easy is it to get into? And then are there unlocks to work towards? As a very low-skilled player, I was able to jump right into Tekken and have a blast with it. After a few matches, you start to pick up on some of the other elements within the game that I'm sure the tutorial covers, but for me, when I start something, I'd rather just get right into it and maybe learn as you go, and refine it further later. I may not know the lore, nor be the best at fighting games, but I do have a respect for this series, and it is such a blast.
Round 1. Fight!
It will probably come to no surprise, but the minute-to-minute gameplay here is awesome for Tekken 8. The punches, kicks, throws, and special moves look good, sound very punchy, no pun intended, and especially impactful. Even when I was getting my butt kicked by the AI, when I was able to land a few hits, each one of them felt great. After I booted up Tekken for the first time, I just jumped right into the action, through one of the basic arcade modes. Fight a roster of characters, earn some rewards, and then do it all over again with another character, or work on really refining one of your favorites. As someone with a very low skill level in Tekken, but really loves to play it, the accessibility factor for 8 is very high. And one thing I want to discuss within this video is how the arcade quest mode is a really nice addition, and one of the many awesome offline single player options. The setup is pretty cool. This mode is trying to recreate the arcade scene that many of us remember when we were younger. Levels are different arcades, you face challenges and then move on to the next one. Each one has their own style, and at times it mixes in that tournament scene you see today too. It is a nice mixture of current and legacy for the fighting game scene. Something else I really enjoy about Arcade Quest mode is that it acts as a great way for the player to get their feet wet for Tekken. You are slowly introduced to different elements of the gameplay. This includes different moves, defensive options, and other attacks. The pacing for this is so well done that it never feels slow and boring for its experience, but rather you are fighting different opponents, and then every so often the game will present another tutorial to you, to highlight another unique aspect to the gameplay. I really appreciated this because in between tutorials it would allow me to sort of practice what I was just taught. Arcade Quest allows players to walk into the pool rather than just jumping right into the deep end. But to clarify too, you are not forced to do this. You can just jump right into the game, especially if you are at a higher skill level. I think even so, the arcade style this mini campaign is trying to replicate is cute and appreciated, and it oddly enough forced me to get better at the game, and how it was all executed. I wasn't expecting a mode like this, but it was the type of stuff that I really like to see in awesome fighting games. Additional modes that just beef up the package and overall experience. Tekken 8 doesn't seem to be in short supply when it comes to stuff to do. While I am only touching on it here and will go further on it in another video, but for the single player you have a story campaign, individual character episodes, along with a lot of other options. Then you have all the character customization, items to unlock, and none of this is accounting for the online play as well. While this is not something that is exclusive to Tekken, the awesome time I had with local play was something that I found while playing Tekken 8. Like I said before, I had experience with some Tekken games, and each one I would always enjoy, especially the local options with friends. This is honestly one genre that has been able to hold up its historical elements that I'm glad has remained. Where I miss the days of split-screen local multiplayer and co-op, Outside of some select titles and indies, you don't really see that stuff anymore, but when it comes to local play for fighting games, this has been a staple that continues to be there. And with Tekken being an exceptional series, the combination of the quality action found within a Tekken title and the local play options means Tekken 8 makes for a great time on a Friday night with friends. A good amount of playtime with this title wasn't exploring the many single-player options, multiplayer, or even unlocks, but it was within a room full of friends just beating each other up. This was what I grew up with, and it was something great about this game that transported me back to those days from my childhood, and while being something that is also fun to play today. And at the start of playing this title, I think it helps too that you have a large selection of characters to choose from, with a set amount of additional costumes to try out. There's plenty of humor for you there with big laughs too. And since each fighting game has their own unique ins and outs with how combos are done, which power bars do what, and such, it's fun jumping into a title and just trying to explore it together as a group. We all don't know what we're doing, but we're having a great time with it. Sure, we could try the tutorial if we really wanted to, but who has time for that? Just jump right in and get to the fighting. While Tekken 8 is not alone by having these features providing this, it nails it very well and most definitely contributes to what makes fighting games great. Tekken as a series is stellar, and also Tekken 8 is one of the best for 2024 so far. While we still have more to go for 2024, I think Tekken 8 will, at least for me, be one that I remember, and it's one of my favorite titles of the year so far. The game is just plain fun. It's fun right out of the gate, and continually fun as you opt to really hone in and work on your skills. Or be like me and enjoy the casual button mashing that still ends up being very rewarding. I love the use of the arcade quest mode. It allows newbies to be able to easily increase their skills and work on it more with good short tutorials, along with being put through a fun nostalgic campaign that brings us back to the arcade experiences. Plus, Tekken 8 weaves in older unlock elements that I wish more genres would still have. For example, there's these mini recap story cutscenes that will go over many of the prior games, so if you want to get up to speed and haven't played some of the prior games, and just want to brush up on the past, you can do so. And on top of all of this, you have a party game that is just great to switch off with friends and see who can best each other. As a casual Tekken fan, it furthers my respect for the series, and I hope to see more as the years go on. Tekken 8 brings me back to a better time, and as a game, it's just awesome. And in this video, I only really scratched the surface on what this game has to offer. Have you played Tekken 8? If so, what are your thoughts on it? Where does it rank among the other Tekken entries? Let me know all of this in the comments down below. If you're interested in being notified of new videos, please hit the subscribe button and bell. And if you would like to support the channel and get early access to content, please check out my Patreon. All of the links will be at the end of this video and within the description. And thank you very much for watching.